The Philadelphia Eagles have the best offensive line in the NFL, and they have a guy in Mekhi Becton who I think might actually be one of the best guards in the NFL. Now, Becton to me is one of those guys that has absolutely turned his career around. With the Jets at tackle, he really didn't look all that comfortable. He had some injury issues as well. But at right guard with the Eagles, this guy looks completely different. There are so many plays on tape where this guy physically dominates. There's a lot of snaps on tape where he gets his hands on guys and he's able to just mirror them with that footwork and just straight up shut them down. And one of the interesting things with Becton is because he was an offensive tackle, you do see a lot of plays like this where he's going to go up against the defensive lineman here and he has great footwork, right? He was a tackle with the Jets, so he can move really, really well. And the thing is this guy's so big and strong where when he makes contact with certain guys, he's driving them 4, 5, 6 yards out of there. And it's opening up these massive lanes like this one here. This one's going to be an 8-yard run. Becton does a really good job making contact with the defensive lineman lined up in the 2-eye technique. And he's going to just move him. I mean, look at the movement. This guy right here is over 300 pounds. And when Becton gets his hands on this guy, you see that movement right here. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful job being able to get right onto him and just straight up move him out of there. 4, 5, 6 yards out of there. And this is what Becton ultimately brings to the Philadelphia Eagles. This guy's a very, very good mover for that size. He's strong. He's physical. He's tough. He plays with that mindset where he wants to put people under the ground. And you definitely see so much upside with Becton. And the thing that people don't really think about is the fact that this guy is still only 25 years old. So he has so many more years of being able to play and develop and just get better at that guard position over the next couple of years. But I absolutely love the way this guy moves for that size, and I cannot overlook that fact. Now, being that big, one of the things you do expect is this guy can move people, and we've already kind of seen that up to this point. But there are some really, really nice snaps on tape that I want to show you guys. You know, this guy not only does a great job in pass pro when he's able to get his hands on guys, but he does a really good job moving people at the point of attack, and I don't want to overlook that fact. And I want to show you guys maybe 3 or 4 snaps where he's doing that. Taking this first snap right here, keep an eye on Becton. This one's going to pop for about 10 yards. And you see him do a phenomenal job being able to double team, climb up to the second level, and just straight up put this linebacker into the ground. To me, this is such a nice job to be able to help the center. You're going to get the double team block. That's going to really allow that movement on number 90. The center's going to be able to hold on to number 90 as Becton gets up to number 48. And as he climbs up to number 48, you see him absolutely toss this guy. Such a beautiful, powerful physical rep. And this is what this guy was doing. And he's kind of done this up to this point as well, right? It's not like this is the first time he's put someone down into the ground. But it's absolutely incredible the way he's able to toss people. Because you're not generally able to move these 240-pound guys or these 300-pound guys as easily as Mekhi Becton is able to do, right? This guy's physically dominating people. And it looks really, really good right now on tape. Here's another one where he's going to once again absolutely crush this linebacker. You're going to see him get up to this inside backer and just straight up tosses him. This one's going to pop for about 8 yards. And you see that physicality on tape. Being able to get up there, right? Avoid the block, get up there and just straight up toss this guy. Absolutely love it. Now, one of the things with Becton that you got to recognize is he is a large human. And I cannot overlook that fact. Like, there's not a whole lot of guys that are larger than Becton, essentially, in the NFL. Becton kind of falls in that Trent Brown, Orlando Brown Jr. mold in terms of that body structure, and it's a part of what allows him to be such a great football player. It's a part of what allows him to take people and essentially bury them into the ground. Now, we had 2 long touchdown runs by Saquon Barkley. The first one was the first play of the second half. Barkley took it 70 yards to the house, and you're going to see Becton do a pretty nice job being able to take number 91 here and essentially push him outwards. You're going to see Mekhi Becton make contact with Kobe Turner on this one. He's going to do a great job being able to turn him and really be able to create that lane underneath him. And of course, you'll also see the center and left guard do a really good job on the combo up to number 48 here. Just a really, really good job by the guys up front. I think I would make the argument that the Philadelphia Eagles have the best offensive line in the NFL. And I don't think it's close. Like, you know, in the past, we had a team like the Falcons that were close. The Colts were close. This year, it's not close. And it's crazy because Jason Kelsey's obviously no longer with the Philadelphia Eagles, and Cam Jurgens is kind of taken over. And a lot of the other guys are kind of the same, but the difference this year is that they have a right guard, and Mekhi Becton, who is arguably one of the best guards in the NFL, right? And he's physically an absolute monster, and you see that play in and play out, where he's physically dominating people. Now, the second one went for 72 yards. You see Becton on this one pull and kind of get out in front and do a pretty nice job being able to hook off the linebacker here. This is a good heads up play by Becton. You see him, he's going to tap the center. He's going to pull, and he's going to do a really, really good job turning out Jared Verse on this one. And he basically picks off two guys, right? If you really pay close attention to this, there's two guys that are essentially going to go unblocked. Both number 56 and the defensive men are unblocked at this point. And not only is he going to turn number 8, but look at him get the left hand on 56 as well. That's a really, really good job right there by Becton to be able to pick up two guys. The puller picks up number 3. And Saquon Barkley basically runs this untouched, right? This one right here is basically generated by the offensive lineman up front. Of course, Saquon Barkley, has different movement, right? You can't teach the type of movement this guy has. And obviously, because of that, he's able to take it 72 yards on this one. But it's just really, really good by the guys up front. And I'm not surprised that Barkley had the day he had yesterday, because the guys up front have been absolutely dominant. They've done an absolute beautiful job. And of course, Becton's one of the big reasons why this offensive line is a lot different this year than it was last year. All right, again, there's not a whole lot of guys that are as physically dominant as this guy. And of course, in pass pro, the guy does a really, really good job most of the time. He gets physical, he gets his hands on people, and he's able to really hold this block. These are some of the third down plays, right? Most of the time, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Most of the time, those are pass blocking situations. And the defensive line also knows these are moments where we're going to pass rush. And these are some of the third down plays he essentially had, right? Where he was doing a pretty good job in pass pro. He was able to kind of hold his own. Now, Mekhi Becton does sometimes struggle in pass pro, and I want to just show you guys a couple of the negative plays that he did have. Sometimes his technique's a little off, and I almost think part of that is because for the first 3 to 4 years of his career, he was a left tackle, and he was playing out in space as an offensive tackle, and now he's playing on the right side. Prior to him coming to the Philadelphia Eagles, he really only took like 100 snaps on the right side. I think 1 or 2 games he ended up playing right tackle for the Jets. But prior to that, he was mostly on the left side, and there are some technique things that he sometimes does have an issue with. So on this one here, you can see that number 55 is going to go to the inside. He's going to come back to the outside, and Becton's going to be a little off balance with the footwork. It just doesn't look as clean, right? And there's been some issues like this on tape. I'll show you guys a couple more examples. Here's another one where he's going to set up against number 91, but he almost oversets, and number 91 is going to be able to beat him to the inside. At number 91 here is Kobe Turner, who was a really, really good rookie. He had like 12 sacks last year. So he's a good pass rusher. But once again, you're going to see Becton just be a little bit off balance as Turner hits him with an inside move, right? But Turner does set this up to the outside first. He's going to pass rush almost like he's going to go to the outside, puts the left foot into the ground, forks up Mekhi Becton's hands, and then he's going to be off balance a little bit. And again, I almost feel like this is mostly related to the fact that technique-wise, it just doesn't look great right now, especially in pass pro. And again, the technique element of it also is going to come down from being able to take snaps and get those reps in at the guard position, right? Guard is easier than playing tackle, but it is also a different position. The way you move is different. The footwork, when you pull, and just generally speaking, it is a little bit different than essentially being able to play guard, right? Left side, right side definitely does make a difference. And you do see sometimes he does struggle at times. But generally speaking, Mekhi Becton has been doing a really, really good job. And I think this guy's been one of the difference makers for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I love the fact that Jeff Stoutland had confidence in Mekhi Becton. The Eagles brought this guy in, and he's been doing a really good job as terms of run blocking. And for the most part, even in pass pro, the guy's been doing a really, really good job. When he gets his hands on you and he's able to, from a technique standpoint, be able to kind of do his thing. He does do a really good job being able to stay attached. And of course, the footwork from him being a tackle to coming in as a guard definitely is there, right? You can see this guy was a former tackle and that he's played a lot of snaps at that position. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing. We're obviously covering the Eagles on this channel. Thumbs up, subscribe. Now, we'll see you guys next time with another video.